This is the new BYD Sealion 8 plug-in hybrid, 7-seater, full 3-row car. It's coming to many markets around the world, including Europe and Australia, I believe in the first quarter of 2026. It'll be, within the budget of many people that can't afford a 7-seat electric SUV because they're unfortunately quite expensive outside of China. But is it actually good enough? Should you actually go ahead and consider placing an order? Now, I personally have spoken to a couple of people lately. They told me that they don't want a plug-in hybrid. They want to go fully electric. But everyone's different. The Sealion 8, here are the details, the specs, and some other information that's definitely worth considering. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. This was just spotted, by the way, driving around in Australia. So this is apparently, according to media, the hotly anticipated plug-in hybrid large SUV from BYD. Now, it's also worth mentioning this won't be the only one you can buy. There'll be some other options. Geely are going to bring something similar as well. XPeng are bring out their X9 EV, which is an MPV as well. It's a 3-row vehicle that's going to be within the budget of a lot of people. There will be an EREV version of that too. But yeah, there's still not a whole lot in this segment. So can it tow? It can, but the towing is not particularly large. It's apparently rated for 2-ton towing. And it will join a range of other BYD Sealion SUVs above the plug-in hybrid Sealion 6 and Sealion 7. So there'll be a Sealion 6, which you know of right now, the Sealion 7, and there's not a lot of rivals in this space right now, to be honest, in many markets around the world. The outputs are pretty good, 341 kilowatt and 676 newton meters. That's the all-wheel drive version. That's going to be pretty quick. That's because it gets a 110 kilowatt, 220 newton meter, 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine, plus a 200 kilowatt, 315 newton meter front mounted electric motor, and a 141 kilowatt, 360 newton meters rear electric motor, plus it gets a 35.6 kilowatt hour battery. Now, there are some vehicles coming out in China, plug-in hybrids and EREVs, with significantly bigger battery sizes than that. But for the Sealion 8, they're probably trying to keep prices reasonable. So there's two options, all-wheel drive and also front-wheel drive. So those are the numbers for the all-wheel drive version. But the base model, it gets 110 kilowatt, basically the same petrol internal combustion engine, but it has a front electric motor with 200 kilowatt and 315 newton meters of torque. So you would think, right, that with a 110 kilowatt front engine, with the 110 kilowatt engine supplying power to the front wheels, plus an electric motor with 200 kilowatt and 315 newton meters of torque, that sounds like 310 kilowatt, but it doesn't quite work out that way. And actually, it's actually not all that fast. It'll do 0 to 100 in 8.6 seconds. Whereas the dual motor or the all-wheel drive version will do 0 to 100 in a pretty quick 4.9 seconds. Now, the cheaper version, the front-wheel drive, it gets a 19 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery. The all-wheel drive gets a 35.6 kilowatt hour battery. So a very big difference in battery size. And of course, that's going to equate to a very big difference in range as well. Electric only range on the bigger battery is 150 kilometers. Now that's 93 miles, but that's CLTC. Real world range is probably going to be closer to about 100 kilometers, which is about 60 miles of range. So not bad EV only range. Now, I should mention though, I just did a video on the XPeng X9 EREV, and that uses a 62 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery, which enables EV only range of about 300 kilometers WLTP, so about 3 times more. Anyhow, that's not what we're talking about here, but I just thought it'd be an interesting reference point. The smaller battery, the 19 kilowatt hour battery, is going to give you probably closer to about 50 kilometers of real world range. EV only range, I should say. Now, the fuel efficiency, apparently it is around about, 6 liters per 100 kilometers. under combined usage, both petrol plus hybrid. In terms of size, this is a fairly big vehicle. It's 5,040 millimeters long, so just over 5 meters, and it's about 2 meters wide at 1,996 millimeters. So it'll have a fair bit of boot space. If you put those rear seats down, likely you'll have approximately 800 liters of boot space in the back, which is pretty good. Now, of course, if you have all 3 rows of seats up, you'd have a lot less space, probably about 300 liters of boot space with all 3 rows up. Those are not official numbers, by the way. That's just based on all the reviews that I've looked at. Now, there's different additional features, including modes, which is quite interesting. There's hybrid modes. The DMI provides more efficiency versus the DMP, the performance version. It has advanced driver safety tech. So the DMP version, with the bigger battery pack and all-wheel drive, the efficiency is going to be a little lower, probably closer to 7 liters per 100 kilometers after you've used up most of that battery juice. And the reason being, of course, adding an extra motor is going to add more weight. Now, what about charging? We don't actually have official charging numbers yet, but it looks like it's a similar platform to the BYD Shark. So charging speed for the BYD Shark is 55 kilowatt DC. And at-home charging is likely to be either 7 or 11 kilowatt AC. I'm not sure which one it is. It's going to be one of those two, unfortunately. Don't know quite yet. But yeah, 55 kilowatt DC charging is, it's okay. I personally think it's a little bit slower than it should be based on some of the newer plug-in hybrids and e-revs coming out of China. But this is still a relatively affordable car. So obviously BYD have to, factor that into the price. If they went out and had an 800 volt architecture or super fast charging, it would obviously add more to the cost of the car. Now, I should mention, I've had a few conversations recently with people just saying, I think that by the end of next year, if you need an EV right now, a family car, this could be a really good choice. But if you don't need a 7-seat vehicle just yet, you can wait a little bit longer. I think there'll be some other options with more EV range. And for example, some of these new e-revs have between 350 to 500 kilowatt fast charging. So I think they could be a better option for some people. Now, like I said, if you need a car now, this is still a good option. But if you can wait, there might be some other choices. Well, there will be some other choices available on the market. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching.